Humanity is entering the next level of the game. Here we go. This is it. This is the 3D consciousness and the transition into 5D consciousness. It's happening. It's been happening. And the only thing that's different is more souls are awakening, right? Remember how this all works. Never forget, as this, matrix control, as the power struggles continue to happen, as the 3D duality consciousness and the timeline continues to grow and that narrative continues to get more powerful, people wake up. The sheep become the shepherds. The chemtrails in the air, the water, right? Fluoride, the food. You see what I mean? Like, doesn't matter whether it's GMO foods, doesn't matter whether you started getting into politics, understanding that the political systems are corrupt on all levels. It doesn't matter where you entered the game. Humanity is entering the next level. That's how this works. So one by one, people are starting to be more aware, right? Be more awake to the fact that, yeah, something like chemtrails do exist, right? Just a few years ago, people would have laughed at you in your face, right? For talking about chemicals in the air and all of these types of things, right? Not even getting into the fluoride in the water or genetically modified foods, right? Now we're getting into complete artificial intelligence and the takeover into the metaverse. We can go on and on, right? Nobody listens until the actual thing is experienced in their own life. And that is what has been presented to us from 2020 and so on, right? More restrictions, more things that are causing people to wake up. So you have a very simple choice, right? We can continue to blame this stuff, right? And, talk about Bill Gates or get into other conspiracies and all that stuff, right? Or we can understand that this is a karmic action that needs to be played out. People need to go through that suffering. People need to get all riled up and emotional and just experience that dark stuff, right? Before you can enter the light. So here we all are, right? On the other side of it. Welcome, beautiful souls. I see you. All of you listening and watching, I see you. This is an incredible time for humanity as the consciousness is expanding. We got December 21st right around the corner. We have these opportunities, right, to awaken. And here we are, going more into the golden era, more into the golden age. Remember, this is a circle, right? Time isn't linear. If you prescribe to the 3D and the Matrix, then yes, then they want you to believe that there is a start and a beginning to your life, and that is it. No, no, no. You were on this samsara, right? This cycle of birth and death. It's a wheel. You've been going through it countless times. Let me reassure you that this is not your first time here. This is not your first time going through the motions of what it means to be human, because literally you would not understand the words that I'm saying. You would not comprehend any of this stuff. You wouldn't be attracted to it unless you've had other lifetimes, right? So that's when the realization of, yes, I've done this before. Yes, it's not just a physical universe. Yes, there's more than just this planet Earth and what's going on in the cosmos, right? And you go even deeper into your journey. And that's what we would call 4D, right? Understanding that there is something beyond physical. You have experienced your astral form. You've gone beyond this body. You know you're not this physical thing. You know that there's more to what's going on behind your thoughts. You know all of this already. And you've experienced it. And that's the key word here. Because again, as we enter this next level, right, this does not stop. It's not even just 5D, right? Sure, we went from 3 to 4 to 5. However, it does not stop there. You see, we're multidimensional. We're going to keep expanding, keep growing, keep ascending. The light never stops, right? The energy never stops moving. This is always happening. Remember, this is an infinite journey. This one little round that you call life is just that, one round. It's this going through the motions, right? So remember that, because we often get too caught up in our role and get too caught up in that matrix identity and the attachment of whatever that 3D thing is in our life, right? So understand that this great awakening is inevitable. This evolution of the soul is inevitable, right? Doesn't matter what matrix thing is going to happen next. It doesn't matter what we call it, COVID, Omicron. We have so many new languages and words to, internalize this from. You see what I mean? Because, again, this lightness and this huge division, right, is not going to go away. That duality consciousness is not going anywhere. However, as people are awakening, understanding that there is other options and you don't have to live within that matrix grid and that matrix programming, and people are becoming the shepherds, becoming aware of all of this, right? And here you are, jumping into New Earth, jumping into 5D, jumping into the oneness, jumping into all of this that has to do with the next level of humanity. And that's how this works. Now, really, I want you to jump into the shoes of, the multiverse, the energy, Krishna, Buddha, Yeshua, right? Jesus, whatever God or label you want to put on this, right? The infinite cosmic energy itself, right? How could you stop that force? How could any man or anything really stop that force, from blossoming? Think about nature itself, right? Just without even getting religious or spiritual or anything like that, right? We don't even have to go there. Think about a flower, all right? How can you stop a flower from blossoming in nature? I dare you to go out there, you see, and stop all the flowers from blossoming, stop all the grass from growing, stop the trees, right, from getting their roots deeper into the ground. Trying to stop this process, you see, is exactly what the Matrix is doing, or attempting to do, I should say. So when you understand that they just simply can't win. It's just simply not going to happen, right? So that's why you have to let it happen, right? We don't need to get into the conspiracy or blaming, Bill Gates or Dr. Fauci, or getting into who or what, or Joe Biden, right? Trump, what election, what political leader, what governor, none of this matters, you see, because all of this is just continuing to feed that matrix agenda, that matrix paradigm, the old paradigm, the 3D, the duality. It's time to transcend it. It's time for the next level of the game. So who's ready? Type it in right now. All right? Type it in if you're listening over on YouTube. Type it in right here. Who's ready for the next level? Just type it in. I am ready for the next level of the game. All right? If you're listening on the podcast, jump over to my social media, wherever you're at, in this multiverse. It doesn't matter what time or day, anywhere. We can commune in this beautiful thing anywhere. All right, jump over to Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, wherever you want to meet me at, okay? And we will commune together and get to that next level wherever you're at, all right? Because this is what it is. You see, we have to do this together. This is the shift, right? Shifting into 5D consciousness. You don't have to go anywhere, people. You don't have to do anything. It's not like this, ride that you need to go on, or this, adventure. No, this is all happening from within. You need to dive deep into the soul, dive deep into the karmic actions that need to be played out in order to experience this. That's what we're all doing right now. So yes, the frustrations are going to happen. Yes, there's going to be more, things, obstacles, roadblocks along the path. However, that makes us stronger. You see, so remember that as things get a little tricky, as things get a little intense, right? Because I know you felt the pressure. I know that the duality and that 3D consciousness is growing, right? So you felt it, right? Just because you think you're in 5D, or you a star seed or a light worker or any of these things, right? That doesn't mean that you're not affected by the matrix game. You see, we still have to play at, the meat suit. We have to play the ego. We have to play and contribute to every dimension, to every aspect of life, right? And that is our job, right? To uplift it. Not only play the game, but uplift it to the next level. The only other option is resisting it. And we all know, from the wise words of the Buddha, every religious teacher, I feel like, has talked about, suffering in some way, shape, or form, right? And we all know that the resistance itself is what creates the suffering. The suffering is optional, right? The struggle you're going to go through, guaranteed. The hurt you're going to go through, the trauma you're going to experience, definitely. However, the suffering part is optional, right? And this is what's keeping people in 3D. This is what's keeping people trapped into that lower vibration. You see, they're sucked into it. They literally cannot comprehend anything except for that. Just 3D itself. Just duality itself. What if I lose my job? What if this happens? What if that happens? You see, it's all some fear-based scenario, right? So remember that, because that is your attachment. That's where you're at. That's the calibration of the game, right? And this is our journey to go to the next level. So welcome. Here we are. It's time to understand that that's what we're here to do, is go to the next level and create heaven on earth right here. That's why it's called New Earth. Remember that. This is something completely new that we've never experienced before. Shout out to everybody listening and watching right now. Remember, this is 100% censored content. Whether you're listening on the podcast, over on YouTube, anywhere that you listen to me on social media and you see this video content, this audio content, it is censored now, okay? You have to hop over to patreon.com/theinfinitecup to get over to my uncensored content, weekly Zoom calls with the Inner Circle members. Over on the Signal app, we're communicating 24/7 on an encrypted and private server, all right? It's like a Discord server, similar to Telegram. You got to get around the censorship, everybody, all right? This is a very real thing happening. Hopefully you're getting all the codes and messages through the language here. However, if you want to get to the real stuff and ask questions 24/7 and just, feel like you belong somewhere, honestly, because the tribe is growing and there's so many people that are into this, you would be surprised how huge the resistance is and how the light is growing every single day. All right, so remember that the links are in this video. In the description, you'll find patreon.com/theinfinitecup, or just wherever you're listening and watching, go over to theinfinitecup.com for more details. All right, I got some really, really exciting projects I'm rolling out soon. I'm happy to share with all of you, and the Inner Circle members get everything first. So I'd like to, devote more time to everybody that deserves it, because everything that's happening right now, I want to let you know that your tribe is out there, right? Your community is here. There's many souls, right, who understand the truth that is happening right now, that is aware about the 5D energy, that is aware about this grid, that is aware about how to shift from matrix mindset, into the abundance mindset, into a true, right, Kundalini awakening, right, all of this kind of stuff, all right? So just know that you're not alone out there, right? And that's what I want to do, is be that bridge to everybody who is, needing that support, all right? So remember that humanity is going to enter the next level, right, whether the matrix, likes it or not, honestly. So as this light grows and grows and expands, that darkness is going to find a little crack somewhere and crawl in, and that's what we're experiencing right now. So with that, there is going to be even more obstacles to overcome, right? And it's not the obstacles themselves that are the challenge, it's our own inter-dialogue, right? Our own inter-relationship with the matrix world, and what we have to do in order to just, provide for our families and provide for ourselves and to just live a simple life. You know what I mean? Having these common basic necessities is getting more challenging, right? So what are you going to do about that, right? Are you going to manifest your energy into 5D and truly, do something different, something that's never been done before, something that you've never tried at all? Or are you going to be stuck in these lower attachments, right? These lower vibrational habits that don't work anyway, and yet if you continue to do the same thing and expect different results, that's literally the definition of insanity, right? I know you're not insane, I know the power of the mind, right? So we have to escape this rat race, escape that Babylon culture, escape the colonial industrial machine, right? And understand that that is a corporate rat race that is just going to keep you trapped in the matrix. There is no solution there. The only solution is going further into 5D, further into your spiritual journey, further into what that means to you as far as the heart-centered consciousness. Right? So all of us, doesn't matter what it is that you're doing, what you're practicing, we have to take it to the next level. All right, let me know in the chat. Ready? I am ready for the next level. You already know what's going around, right? So the next level of the game is here. And remember, I'm saying this on purpose, right? This is a game on purpose, right? Therefore, you got to level up, right? Remember that big boss at the end is coming, right? And you're going to defeat it, right? And you're going to level up. So it's like, here we are, okay? Now, that doesn't mean that we stop playing. That doesn't mean that the console, the game itself just stops. No, you get a bigger character, you get to the next level, there's another journey ahead. You see, with every ending, there's a new beginning. This isn't fear-based at all. In fact, if there's any fear in your system, that is the resistance itself to nature. You see, because nature is change. The literal definition, like I said, look at the flowers out there. Look at the trees. Hopefully you have some nature in your immediate environment where you can look at and participate in the true reality of nature. You see, and you can't stop those flowers from blossoming. You can't stop the bees from finding their way to the pollen. You can't stop the birds from magnetically going to their next migratory pattern on the earth. You see, there is a huge intelligence, right, that we would call energy, that is far superior to anything that the Matrix can put out. And here we are, caught in the middle of the 3D and 5D war. You see, you're going to get sucked in, you're going to get lured in through whatever the thing that the Matrix has to offer, right? Could be a vaccine, could be your health, could be this, right? Depending on your belief system. Or it could be something as simple as the iPhone 15 or wherever we're at. I have no idea. It's just technology and these new ideas, right, are always luring people back into those old lower vibes. Okay, so understand that. The next level is you mastering your own mind, you mastering this thing that we call consciousness, so we can manifest 5D and always stay in that high vibe. You see, because it's about the environment. And as long as we're rooted in that environment, which is in 5D, which is in that new unconditional love, right? That higher frequency, higher vibration, then we can stay there. That's what this journey is all about. So remember that next time you get stuck, next time you get forced into a situation where you feel uncomfortable or something's happening and you feel the duality creeping up within you, okay? Know that there is a solution, and that solution comes back to you, right? Being connected to the higher vibration, to that higher self, right? Whatever discipline, whatever path that is, go for it. I don't judge the person, all right? I judge the results. So if it's working for you, then please continue to do it. If it's not working and you don't feel like you have that, energy and clarity of mind and the access to the intelligence and higher consciousness that you want, then please do something new. That's what this is all about, doing new things. That's how we're hardwired. All right, so know that, humanity is entering the next level of the game right now, but this is completely, dependent on the fact of whether you're willing to receive it or not. Right? So let me really explain how this works. You have your individual life, right? You have your journey, your soul, your family, right? Your married life, your family, if you have kids, any of this type of stuff, right? This is your individual journey. And then we have the cosmos itself, right? Think about the stars, the planets, the energy that's moving all around us, right? So there's different layers of karma through all of this, right? So what's happening is we are now feeling the next layer come down, right? So what's happening is the energy, think of it like the sunshine, right? Coming down in a much brighter, more intense form than we've felt before, right? So the literal sun or the literal light itself is penetrating those layers, and us here, humans, right, on planet Earth can experience that light to a greater degree. Now, December 21st is one of many events, right? Or we have eclipse events that you've probably experienced, or different seasonal events that are going to create this as well, right? And what you can do is you can access this intelligence, you can access this light, you can access this energy, you see, to upgrade your biology to the next level. Now, This is only, again, dependent on if you are ready and willing to handle it. First, you have to understand and know about it, right? And then you have to understand that this is something that's going to happen regardless of whether you're willing to accept it or not, right? So think about all the souls that are stuck in 3D, or people in the Matrix have no clarity at all about 5D or any of this kind of stuff. So this event is going to pass right over them. This energy just goes right over every year, every month, during the full moon, everything, right, is just completely blind to the people, right? So it's like literally, if you don't believe it, you can't experience it. You can't see it. You see? That's how this works. So if here we are back in this lower vibration, you see, where everybody's stuck in the corral. All the sheep are bumping each other because there's no room in the corral. There's so many sheep just right? There's nothing to do because all they're doing is being force-fed the same food, the same water, same toxic air. You see what I mean? So all of this is being piled up. Of course you can't experience the clarity beyond that corral. Of course you have no idea what life is like beyond the corral. You have no idea what free range is or what anything is because you're just stuck in this little tiny cage, right? And this is your physical body. You see what I mean? And you are not that physical body. You are the infinite consciousness in human form. You see, you are this infinite light that is within that body, and you are powering it as a mechanism to just get around. That's what we're all doing right here. So now, that light can grow, you see, and expand, or it can dim, right? Based off of the air, based off of the food, based off of the water, based off of the people, your environment. There's thousands of factors here. So once you upgrade them, once you're aware of all of these factors, you are either, again, expanding and entering higher states of vibration, or what we call the fifth dimension and beyond, right? Which is just more light, right, into your vessel, or we have lower vibrations, right, which is not light, the opposite of light, darkness. Another word for that would be fear, if you want to think about it in those terms, because the fear is spreading, right? And you know what it feels like. We've all felt it. It's a very contracting feeling, right? It's a constriction of your energy, the blood vessels, the nerves, the light bulb. The biology is not allowed to activate in that fear state. It is acidic. The body itself is decaying in that fear state. So, the only way around it is to love, is to enter the light, is to ascend, is to go to 5D, is to be a part of the shift, right? Let me know if you hear it. Everybody listening, watching, go over to YouTube, send me some love on Instagram, TikTok. I mean, we're blasting this fifth dimensional energy all day long, all right? So let me know if you felt the shift. Let me know if this is just, woo-woo, nonsense, hippie, yoga stuff, or is this an actual experience that you have felt? Let me know. Just type it in real quick. I have felt the shift, right? What does that mean to you? The shift. You've heard that so many times. Other spiritual people or whatever are talking about it. What does that mean to you? Because this isn't just one particular shift. This isn't just one thing that happened and it's like if you didn't get the tickets, you missed it. No, this can happen instantaneously and rhythmically, right, through everyone that has the ability to perceive beyond the matrix, to perceive beyond the control that is happening right now on our planet, right? That's what this has always been about, control. So if you are in that state of duality, if you're stuck in the cage, right, what's happening beyond the cage? You don't even have a clue about how big, how huge this multiverse is beyond that cage itself, beyond the corral, all right? Now, only a few of us, remember, only a few people have actually ascended, have actually, broken free of the limitations of that cage. It's not everybody, right? So this is only a few people, right? A very small minority here, right? We're talking about 144,000 people out of the billions, right? We're talking about just a few thousand people that have truly taken it to the next level and gone through these lifetimes, right? Such as this beautiful kitty. For those of you watching right now on YouTube, this is a beautiful little kitten, and this is the circle of life, right? I got kittens all around me, and this beautiful life that we get to have is just amazing. And I just wanted to share little beautiful Chloe with you for a moment. She's jumping all over the place, and there's cats around me, and beautiful life, because I believe in multiple lifetimes, and I believe in having as many animals as possible to really encourage you to, step into that place of, oneness, right? Understanding that we're all one. The animals, right, included, sentient beings, right? I would even go as far as to say that the, flowers, plants, moss, even rocks, if you like, all of this, we are all one. That's the fifth dimensional perspective. The oneness is a very real thing, right? And humanity is entering the next level of the game right now. And think about how many ways, right, that the Matrix just continues to stop it. How many attempts are we going to sit around and just watch right here as the Matrix continues to try to play the game over and over again, hustling us and doing what it takes to create all of these scientific ways in order to change the belief of billions of people to do this blindly. It's happening. It's happening right now, right? So think about how you made it to the other side, how your journey started in the first place, okay? And there's no judgment. We all have to understand that this is an awakening happening on our planet that is contributing, right, to the mass awakening, right? Like, what are you doing to contribute to that mass awakening that's happening right now? What is it? What does that mean to you in your life? You see, and I'm not talking about, like, you don't have to start a YouTube channel or do anything like that. I'm talking about just the very simple fact that you want to detox, right? Detoxing your body. If you want to, say no to that toxic relationship or that old friendship that that has just been lingering on for years and years, that is keeping you trapped into that lower level, right? If you are experiencing all of this, you see, and you are not willing to let go of it, you see, it all comes back down to free will. So the cards are going to play wherever they're going to play. If you want to get to the next level, here we are, ready to help you and allowing all of this to happen. You see, so remember that, because we all went through it. You see, so when you come forward, when you start detoxing, or when you, go to the next level in your relationship or your job or whatever it means to you, you're doing it for all of us. You're doing it for the ancestors. You're doing it for not only the present population, but the future generations as well. You're doing it because the entire cosmic tribe, the entire existence of sentient life is going to be a part of it. It's happening right now, everybody. So welcome to the next level of the game. Let me be the first to introduce you to what it looks like, right? Because for those of you who've been, wondering how this works, right? You've heard the word imagination, right? And let's really break this down very clearly, because all this is you have to put an image, right, in motion. Now, most people do the image part. They can have the vision, but they're not putting it into a motion. Does that make sense? Like, they're not manifesting it, right? I think people understand visualization. People understand what it means in order to have a vision. However, is it manifesting? That's what New Earth is all about. That's what 5D is all about. Instant manifestation, instant clarity, no more obstacles. It's 100% confidence on only following that higher intelligence that is based off of something beyond the intellect, right? Because the 3D and your material self, the ego, the lower self, can only do so much, you see? And as soon as you surrender to that and understand that you can only do so much by yourself, you see, and you have to let go and tap out and let the higher self in, let the energy from, the ascended masters, the angels, the guides, whatever this is for you. When you feel those synchronicities popping off in your life, you see, when you see the angel numbers, you see, when you have that ringing in your ears, these are validations, right, of you pushing and going through the obstacles that you need to overcome in order to get to the next level of the game. So, that's proof, right, that there are mysterious forces beyond the physical that are constantly playing 24/7, right? When you're sleeping, right, they're working in order to keep that light and love vibration going, right? When you're caught in your role with the matrix job or just in an argument with your significant other, right? Here the angels are working 24/7 in order to keep the vibes high. 24/7. Because they are beyond time, beyond space, beyond these limitations that we experience as human beings. So understand that we are all doing this, right? The angels, the ascended masters, all the lineages, teachers, traditions, right, have created this. So you and I, right here on planet Earth, during this very unique time, can make it to the next level. So, are we going to let them down? Are we going to let all of those teachers and gurus and ascended masters and all of everybody, are we going to let them down? No. I'm not going to let any of them down. In fact, that's what inspires me every single day. Because I think about my children. I think about my kids as kids, right? I think about the, Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Y, Gen 1, 0, whatever. Who cares? All of this is happening, right? Because the light is coming through even brighter. You experience that? Have you experienced the light? Have you seen the light coming through the kids, right? And these future generations? Have you seen the intelligence that is coming through, right? The children, and the transparency that's happening as this momentum as we get further and further into this great awakening? You see what I'm talking about? So understand that we are all experiencing this, right? And again, you can't stop the great awakening. You can't stop the light from expanding. This humanity and entering this next, it's inevitable. Entering the next level is inevitable. Now, yes, the Matrix will try to do something even more, right? This COVID and Omicron is nothing, right? The toilet paper that we experience, the shortages, people are talking about all sorts of fear-based scenarios, right? Nothing matters. Because if you're in that 5D consciousness and you understand, right, then all of this has to play out. People need to go through that suffering in order to experience something different. So, let it happen. You don't need to get so caught in the role all the time, right? Let it happen. Nobody needs toilet paper anyway. Let it run off the shelves. Just let it go. You see? I have zero, right, empathy for those people. Why? Because I want that to happen. You see, when we go through all of that angst and all of those emotions, it actually creates a flame that burns all of the imperfections in our life. Otherwise, we'd be doing those same things over and over again. So I welcome all obstacles from the Matrix. I welcome everything. Why? Because I'm rooted in 5D. I'm rooted in New Earth already. I have this vision that is something that is untouchable from the Matrix. You see, we always had the power. We always had the control. Right? And what did we do? We gave it away. You see, as soon as you believe that something is happening, it manifests itself. So all you have to do is take the energy back from this, claim the narrative from what's been going on about what's going on with, variants and what's going to happen with the next booster and things like that, and understand that we have to bring all of that energy and talk about New Earth, talk about the fifth dimensional consciousness, talk about the Great Awakening, talk about why people are waking up, how people are waking up. You see? Because this becomes the new candle. This becomes the new flame that ignites something deep, right? Much deeper than what most have experienced before. So that's inevitable. It's absolutely inevitable. That soul is going to shine through one way or another, even if it takes your entire lifetime. It could take your entire lifetime before you completely rid your body and move and transition to the next round before you understand this. However, we are all infinite souls. We are all aspiring to the infinite cup. We are all here on this journey together, right? There is no separateness. There is no fear. There is no duality because we are all one. You feel me on that? Type it in. Just type it in real quick. I am the infinite cup. You see, that's this whole thing. It's why I created this channel, this podcast. Everything that I do is centered around that, right? The infinite cup is what this is all about. So next time you get caught in your role, the next time, the ego or your job or, your family member or, the false sense of the monkey mind trying to, create a self-limiting belief that you don't have enough money or that you're not worthy or you don't have enough of this or you don't have enough of that, that's not you. You are so much more than that. And this is a belief, right? And if you continue to operate at that level of consciousness, then that is it. That is all that you can expect, right? So know that the only solution is you freeing your mind, freeing yourself from these limitations, freeing yourself from the matrix grid, from the matrix programming, from all of the constructs, starting with the food, the water, the air, your belief system, right? Then moving to the emotional body, right? Understanding that the shadow work needs to be done. We all have programming. We all need to unschool and unprogram all of that gunk that we grew up with, you see? And then we can have clarity of mind. And then we can get into higher consciousness and start talking about astral projection and the Merkaba and the ascension that's happening and how Yeshua and Buddha and Krishna, Shiva, all of these ascended masters have paved the way for us right here. Okay, and this is something like a journey that we all have to go through, and there they are waiting for us on the other side, just like lending out a hand saying, come on, I've been waiting for you. Let's go. Let's do this. This shift is not going anywhere. And I just want to reassure you that everything that the Matrix is going to put out doesn't even come close to the power of the infinite form that you are. Because even if it did, I'm just going to give the Matrix, a comedy act real quick and even entertain them just for a second. Even if all of this were to play out, and even if you did lose your physical body and completely die, right? You still become stronger. You still are infinite, right? You're still going to do it again and grow up another baby body and go through the samsara. None of this matters, right? So why would we get caught? Why would we get all riled up about something that isn't going to affect us anyway? You see? However, there is more that is required from us. Not only do we have to have the awareness that it does not affect you at the infinite level, you see, we have to have the awareness that we have to love it as well. We have to accept it and love it as our own. You see, just as much as your significant other or brother or mama or daddy or whatever, that type of love. Right? No more blaming or pushing or shoving in all of these directions. No, I'm talking about the infinite love that is powering those flowers, that is making them blossom. The infinite love that is in the trees, allowing it to give us oxygen to breathe. That is the same quality of love. Constantly, that is giving. Constantly, right? So that's what we have to aspire to. That is what nature has shown us, the ability to aspire to that level. All right? So nothing can stop this humanity shift. Nothing can stop us from entering the next level. So remember, all of these are just roadblocks. All of these are just things that will continue to happen as the light grows. You see? Just look at it like that, If there's something evil or fear-based that you hear about, or Bill Gates is going to block the sun, or, something is going to take over, and something is happening here, or something is happening there, and there's more political debate, or global warming, or, the oceans are going to just thaw out, or whatever it is, you see? Know that there is an energy behind it, right? And you can either understand the energy and the natural law, or you can understand the artificial law and the artificial energy which is produced by man. There's always going to be some opinion, right? However, you cannot stop the natural flow. We can't stop the natural energy and karma from playing out. It has to happen this way. So again, you can resist it and suffer, or you can accept the fact that all of this needs to play out so humanity can wake up, so we can enter the next level of the game. Right? So everything, it doesn't matter whether you want to get political, environmental, economical, every aspect of this has to do with just that, entering the next level. right? And if you ask me, I think humanity is ready for the next level. I think we are all experiencing the darkness right now that is being purged out of our system, right? Whether it's deep religious things, whether it's deep political events that have happened, right? Horrible things have happened for our planet and our old leaders and old power structures for a very long time. And that is just it, is the past. That is going to cease to exist as New Earth begins to manifest more and more souls awaken. More and more souls understand that, hey, I don't have to live in the matrix grid. I don't have to go to this job. I don't have to listen to my boss. I don't have to get this vaccine if I don't want to. I don't have to do this if I don't have the energy to do it anymore. You see? Because you can have another option, and that option is New Earth. And it's being built right now in so many ways, shapes, and forms. And that's what I would love to lend a hand out to each and every one of you listening and watching. Those communities are physically being built all over right now. Not just me, where I'm at in my construction zone, but everywhere, okay? So check out Patreon, get over to the Inner Circle group. Lots of information to be had about these communities, about how to build and be a part of New Earth, joining this tribe of light workers and star seeds. Okay, we're out here, right? We're building, we're working 24/7. So let me reassure you of that, because I know that the Matrix narrative and the fake news is pushing the same thing over and over again. However, there is light and love out there. There are people growing their own food. There are people like myself living off of the rainwater, 100% off the grid, not tied to any municipal system or trash or anything, right? I do it all, okay? And that's what we have to do. Take the power back. Things weren't working before, and now we have to understand that there has to be a new earth, a new reality, okay? And that's what 5D is about. That's what this next level looks like. Something completely new. People are sharing food, right? Sharing the food that they grew, sharing gifts, sharing the idea of abundance that has nothing to do with the grocery store or a big box store or Costco industrial, whatever. None of this, right? It's about going back to what works. This is extremely simple, right? So understand that these grids, right, these new power structures, this new thing is happening right now. If you want to be a part of it, jump over to theinfinitecup.com, reach out to me, shoot me a DM, whatever it is, because it's happening right now, everybody. It's exciting times to be in as this humanity and all of this energy. I know you've been feeling it, right? Have you been feeling the momentum, right? Or some people call it the quickening, right? It's like everything that you've been doing before, as far as what you thought worked, doesn't work anymore. You see what I'm saying? If you attempt to do what you did before in your old paradigm life, it is not going to work. Including your job, your skill sets, whatever that means, we have to adapt. Look at me. I'm still, camera shy and all these things. I'm the guy who's like, off-grid in Alaska, off-grid traveling in my van, doing all of these things, growing food. I'm the last person to have any sort of social media account or to, be on TikTok or to be on Instagram. Honestly, I do this to promote higher consciousness. I do this to be a beacon of light to others, right, who want to be a part of this change, that want to be a part of this great awakening, that want to be a part of this new earth that's happening right now. All right, it's real. It's not fake here. It has nothing to do with what you heard about on some social media post. This has to do with the real, tangible new earth. And it's exciting, right? So understand that it's out there. It's happening right now. We're all doing it in some way, shape, or form, okay? And this is a huge shift in consciousness, a huge paradigm shift, right? Because we are stepping away from the old and we're embracing the new, right? And it's exciting just to be a part of this with each and every one of you here listening and watching this channel grow, watching the podcast grow. So thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And remember, this is a big shift that is just not a single event. I think a lot of people get that misconception when they hear the word, shift, right? As if it's just one thing. Again, it's not some light bulb that's going to, go off in your mind, or some solar flare, that's going to happen, or some, meditation or something like that. No, this is a daily practice, right? That's why you see me over here doing the work, putting in the hours, right? Every single day. We have to do this. It is a necessity. Again, anchoring. You see, anchoring to the light, anchoring to that unconditional love frequency, anchoring to the next level instead of getting caught, right, at that lower vibe, at that lower vibration, at that lower frequency. So remember, wherever you're at, I love you. Wherever this is happening, you got to calibrate to the 5D, calibrate to the new earth frequency, plug in somewhere, wherever you can, right, and be a part of it. You see, that's it. We don't have to complicate this. We don't have to get into the fear or continuing to push, zombie apocalypse scenarios or anything like that, right? This has to do with the true energy, right, which is behind 5D, right? And you can't stop it, right? You just can't stop it. I dare you to stop the rain from falling down right now, right? I dare you to stop the herds, right, from migrating and the birds from going over to the next part of the country or the next, state or wherever they're going to fly off to next, right? There is a cosmic rhythm, right? The Schumann resonance, if you will, even. Tap into it, you see? This is happening, right? So you're either a part of that flow and you're riding in this kayak, this ship, and you're just going with the flow, or you're going uphill and you're powered by the ego and you're resisting, trying to get all this stuff done. You see? It doesn't work like that anymore. Again, the old rules don't apply anymore, right? New Earth means there's completely new rules. It's not rooted in duality anymore, right? So it doesn't matter if you do bad or good. It doesn't matter what you think you are or what you don't think you are. It doesn't matter what color your skin is or how long your hair is or if you have tattoos or whatever, you see? Because this is unconditional love, you see? And that's what this has always been about. The 5D frequency that's happening on our planet right now is not going anywhere, right? So I know we've had some interruptions and you've had some roadblocks in your own life, but remember that that's not going away anywhere, right? And we have to understand that this is an experience that will only increase the consciousness of the planet, right? So welcome that roadblock into your life next time, you see? Welcome the Matrix and their games. Welcome the next invention from Bill Gates or Dr. Fauci or the CDC or whatever, the fake news is going to put out, right? Welcome all of that, right? Because it's just a game. It's just a show. It's just a movie script at this point. You see, they're just reading out loud, right? And we're not some characters in a movie. No, you are the producer. You are the creator of the film. You are creator of this orchestra that we call life. Right? So remember that because things get a little hot and heavy. Things get really draining and exhausting very quickly if you're not feeding the soul, if you're not feeding that infinite part of yourself. So that's where you get caught. So anybody feeling, extreme depression or chronic fatigue, right? These types of things are happening because your avatar, your soul, right, is simply not happy, right? So I urge you to do something different. Do something that is going to attract a new vibration into your life because you can't have that thing, you can't get that thing unless you become it first, right? So if you want 5D, if you want this, unconditional love, you want this light and love energy, you literally have to become it. You have to embody it. And then the tribe comes, the job, the financial structure, the clarity, the abundance, the food, the people, all of these things will come naturally. There's no resistance. Please, I'm a living proof of all of that in my life. If you've been following me here for a while, you've seen it firsthand, okay? I started with nothing, and all of this is happening on the daily because I have full faith that everything is rooted in New Earth, and I trust the process. Yeah, it's been difficult, honestly. I'm not here to sugarcoat it in any way and tell you that living off grid is easy or having, this mindset is easy. No, right? If it was easy, everybody would be living off grid. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. No. The easy part is going to the McDonald's drive-thru and just going through the motions, mindlessly, right? Because you are so comfortable in life, right? Remember, none of this is going to work anymore, right? So these challenges and these roadblocks are going to continue to come up over and over again, right? So this is a big part of the game, and I know a lot of us are ready for it, right? So again, this is a beacon. This is a message, right, going out to all of you listening and watching, right? You clicked on it. You were here. This is not clickbait. This is not, for people that are just going to troll me and just going to talk a bunch of nonsense. No, this is only meant for the people that are truly ready to hear it. All right? And I know you're ready for the next level of the game. And you, as the chosen one, remember, you are the 44,000. You are a part of this that is meant to lead the people. So that means you have to do it first. You have to go through that uncomfortable thing first so you can show other people how to do it. That is your mission. That is your homework. All right? So know that you're not doing it just for you. Right? Let that be your fuel. Let that be the courage that fills your heart when things get a little tough. You see, because it's not just about you anymore. It's for the highest good of all. This is the Great Awakening. This is the shift. This is the fifth dimension manifesting a new earth right now. And it's exciting, right? It's very exciting times to be alive. As long as you embrace the resistance that comes along with it, you see. There's going to be even more turmoil. I guarantee you this is not even close, right, to the height of what we experienced, especially back in 2020. And what we saw in the past is not even close, right, to what is right around the corner. Right? So all my light workers, all the star seeds out there, it's time to shine, baby. It's time to get your heart filled. It's time to expand so much and get to that infinite cup and feel so blessed, right? Because there are souls that are going to come to you, right? They're going to come to you for help. They're going to come to you in desperation, right? They're riddled with fear right now, all right? And understand that that is a temporary state of being. Remember, that is a very temporary state. That true heart-centered consciousness, that true light and love thing, you see, that's the real state of humanity. That's the next level of the game. That's what the fifth dimension is truly about. So you are the bridge. You are the person, the beacon, right, to allow people to feel that, especially if this is completely new. You've never heard about this. They've never, been into spirituality or understand any of this, right? They don't need to understand it, right? But they can feel it. They can experience it through you. So always come back to that path, that spiritual practice of yours, that discipline that is, allowing you to get out of the bed in the morning and understand that it's not about you anymore. It's about the highest good of all, and you have to aspire to this infinite thing, not just the singular, but this multiple facets of everybody that is the construct of the collective conscious right now. Isn't it fun? Doesn't it motivate you, right, to meditate longer, to have more purifying, foods, right? Shout out to everybody drinking the Shilajit, the sea moss, right? The ormus, the light embodying foods, the superfoods that are going to activate your light body. You see me here on YouTube listening, always talking about this, right? If you're listening on the podcast, jump over to theinfinitecup.com. Everything is there. All the resources are available to you, okay? I love being here for each and every one of you and connecting with all of you here. Shout out to everybody watching and listening live. And remember, this is 100% censored content, all right? You want to get to the juicy stuff, you got to get to Patreon and get around the censorship because it's the only way. Honestly, I can't put out the type of videos that I used to put out because a lot of them are getting taken down, and I wish I could say the words that I want to say right here. However, a lot of this content has already been removed. I got several strikes on my channel, and I don't want to, miss these opportunities to connect with all of you, all right? So that's why I created an inner circle group. That's why I created everything on Signal. Jump over to there. Jump over to Patreon to get access to that, all right? And until next time, guys, infinite love and infinite peace.